do you feel about spending time on your own? Does your inner critic go into overdrive? Welcome to Midlife Unlimited, the podcast for women who want more. I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined by my episode 97 guest. Oh my goodness, the fabulous Lisa Webb, founder of Pink Frog, to give a taste of our full-length audio episode that's available now, wherever you get your podcasts, How to Get Out of Your Own Head. There's a topic. So welcome, Lisa. It is fabulous to have you here.
Oh, thank you, Kate. It's good to be here.
Now, we delve into so much in our full length episode, and obviously, we're going to give a taste of it. We're going to share some golden nuggets. But I think one of the main threads was there are a myriad of reasons in midlife that us girls can find ourselves spending increasing amounts of time on our own. Now, obviously, I'm going to say the words empty nesting. Sorry, lads and lasses, it's coming, it's looming, and it is a big change. I know obviously your kiddies are growing up. Mine has flown the nest. But also we've got pivoting, starting new businesses. That's something we're going to be talking about in a second. Relationships shifting, friendships. Where do all your mates go? How many times do we say, I've got no one to talk to anymore? And that's when the old inner critic can pipe up, can't it?
100%. I think that inner critic's probably been there since I can remember. And sometimes she's a lot quieter. And other times I can literally hear her commenting on every single thought I have. And I know how to put her back in her box. But there are, there are moments in your life, I think, especially the ones maybe that creep up on you a bit, where you find that life has taken a strange turn, or you just find yourself in uncharted territory, and sometimes she's the only voice you hear.
No.
And that's obviously, it's rarely a good thing
Yeah. And
because
I say, I love the fact we've both named ours. Mine's Deirdre, because that
mine's
is the first
Doris.
thing. What, sorry, remind me what yours is called.
She's called Doris.
Doris and Deirdre. Now, because they're not us. They are a separate train of thought, and she's basically trying to protect us. She has got, bless her, our own interests at heart, but it can cause procrastination. It can cause uncertainty, maybe talking ourselves out. I mean, that's something I don't like saying the word guilty, but it's something that I've done a lot of over the years, making excuses to myself. I always have conversations with myself, whether Deirdre gets involved or not. But we can find in those loops, can't we, when we're on our own?
Yeah, I think it's quite easy to talk yourself out of doing something, especially if it all relies on you to do it. So if
And you
you're
haven't got that kind
going,
of balance of
yeah,
having a sounding board. Now,
exactly.
I'm going to say congratulations, viewers are incoming with balloons and streamers because you've just celebrated 25 years of Pink Frog. We
How
don't know how that's possible because you're only 27. So you were
how
very pre
mad is that?
I know. So over
Um,
those years, you've probably, I know you said before, being a creative sometimes, and I find that too. I relish time to do stuff, get into my head and pull out all those little threads of deliciousness. But sometimes you can go, ooh, magpie,
yeah,
magpie, magpie.
exactly that. And you can definitely go, oh, spiral. I think it's just, I think that's maybe quite innate in people who are creative. And I think lots of people are creative in various ways. I don't think it necessarily means you have a creative role for your career.
I
Um,
think the phrase "I can't be trusted" sometimes. That's what it is. Like yesterday. I had a bit of a tummy ache, ladies. I will share here. My HRT, the dose has changed slightly, and I got my first postmenopausal period. Oh my gosh, in 7 years. I'm oversharing. I don't care. I like to talk about how it is. So I thought we're getting to the point here. I'll have a bit of a lie, and it's a Sunday morning. Bit of rubbish TV I'm watching. No, in my little brain, overdrive, overdrive, overdrive. I've been creating mantra cards to go with the podcast. Oh,
oh,
I do this, I do so. It's like, I might as well get up now. But it
That's
is
definitely me.
it is just that I can't.
Also followed by, you know what, if I put the washing on now, I could probably get 3 loads done and hung out and dry. I should probably get up and stick that on.
Yes. So lions are like no 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 no. And I point out I'd been awake since 4:30, so it wasn't really. But I'm completely digressing. But yeah, we do say so. Firstly, back to congratulations,
Thank
25 years.
you.
And I'm guessing there's been quite a lot of, so obviously interaction is
Yeah,
massive, but a lot
done
of
lots
solo
of
time.
yeah, there's lots of solo time. There's been lots of changes. Pink Frog has been all sorts of things. It's had an office with 6 people in it, and then it's moved office. It's been in all sorts of places, and now it's at home and it's me and everything I need now I just bring in because life changes and
Yeah,
technology changes. And um, there have been periods of time within that were really stressful and really difficult. And I know my daughter asked me about the fact that I still have Pink Frog, and Pink Frog is older than both of my kids. And I say to her, and it is true, is that honestly, I still have it because every time I got knocked down or knocked over, I'm stubborn enough or maybe daft enough to just get back up and go again. Um, and that voice in my head that sometimes says, you probably should just call it a day. There's also a voice in my head that just says, I don't think so.
yeah.
Up
Well,
yet.
she is your cheerleader because I always say, people say inner critic, and I say, no, if we learn to live with her, if we learn to, as you say, tell her to pipe down,
Mhm.
realize that what she's saying does come from intrinsically a good place, we can harness what she says to be our cheerleader. Now, one question, I'm really putting you on the spot here, that I forgot to ask in our audio episode. Pink Frog, was it just something completely random and you thought, I'm going to have a name that just everyone's going to say, why Pink? Just like I did. They're going to be like searching through all the agencies and suddenly like, oh, I like that. I like random.
Everyone asks me this. It came from one of my previous jobs where I worked on film and TV promotion. So lots of film posters. Uh, I loved that job. Honestly, it was fabulous. It was, I think, me and 13 guys in the studio.
Oh,
Hilarious.
yeah.
Um, it was really good fun. It was very hard work. It was very long hours. And we were working on creative for a movie, and the our visuals kept getting sent back with
Oh,
stupid amendments.
yeah.
Make it more green, do this, do that, move it to the left, move it to the right. And in the end, one of the guys stuck a big pink frog right in the middle of the poster, in the hope that the client would say, it's good to go, just take out the pink frog. And for some reason, that name, it just stuck in my head. And I'm guessing it was probably about 5 years later when I started Pink Frog. I knew, always knew
I
that
love that.
that's what it was going to be called.
Would you know what? That we're going to move. Obviously, in our full length episode, we talk about all sorts of
Yeah.
tips and insights and anecdotes about how we get out of our own head. But that idea of all this stuff going on, all this noise, and in the middle of the noise, you stick a pink frog. It almost is a good analogy for mindfulness and coming back into the moment, shifting our focus when we're sitting there and our head's going, isn't it? Just bringing it in,
100%.
bringing it in.
Also, my frog is called Rosie, which is a good name for a pink frog.
Yeah.
And frogs they're small, but they're not to be underestimated. And they're a catalyst for change and things like that historically. And the frogs and toads are used in all sorts of things in witchcraft and all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
And I've always really loved that symbolism. Like pink frogs, strawberry frogs. I mean, you want to be properly careful of those. So, so
I've got this image of people licking the back of frogs as well.
yeah, I,
Isn't
I I do believe that would take you in a whole new
isn't that
different
like a psychedelic
it is a
thing?
whole
Yeah,
different
yeah,
podcast, Kate.
yeah. We won't go down that route. But another of our insights and top tips, and it's something that you've combined beautifully, and I'm going to ask you to talk some more about that. The idea of movement, moving, getting our body going, dancing, shouting, walking, whatever, not shouting necessarily, but whatever.
Oh, yes,
And
shout.
also getting outside, getting in nature, bringing our body back to good old Mother Earth. And you found a wonderful way of combining the two, haven't you?
I have. Although, if you do want shouting, I highly recommend you just go to a football match where everybody shouts.
Or one of
And
those
it's
rooms that you
fabulous.
can go and smash up washing machines.
Now, that also sounds great. Although I haven't tried it.
No,
Oh, we could double date.
yes.
Uh, I, yes, I got a dog and I love my dog to bits. But one of the things I hadn't realized was that when you've got a dog and you've committed to that walk every morning and every evening, is that every day, rain or shine, unless it's 36 degrees, you are out. And the first thing I did was realize that if you take off your headphones, you can just be for a bit
Yeah.
and you can relax, and your own space and your own time feels really positive rather
Mm,
than sometimes when you work for yourself in your own space, you can spend too much time just in that room. I love getting out. I do. I love a bit of warm weather, but
mm.
I also love walking in the rain more than my dog. Poor thing.
Yeah.
But also
You're like,
it
come
led,
on, this is
I know,
refreshing. They're like,
honestly,
no.
he hates it. Um, But the unexpected benefit, I think, was meeting people who I hadn't realized were there. And it reminded me a little bit of watching my son play football when he was younger. And there was an unexpected benefit to that, which was meeting a group of like-minded, mostly people on the sidelines
Yeah.
who all had one thing at least in common. Um, this is very similar. I've met a group of people who are lovely. They're kind, thoughtful. They've looked after my dog for me, but also when things were tough for me, they've given me space.
Mm,
They've given me wisdom that I didn't expect to find walking my dog. Um, and it led to having a sort of ad hoc walking group for women whose kids were out of school, because that was one of the reasons that I ended up stepping back from my business for a while for
mm,
caring for other people. Um, and finding that there was other people who had gone through similar things, some of them ahead of the game than me, some of them a little behind, led to introductions to things and to other
mm,
people that I hadn't expected. It led to kindness and understanding. It led to all sorts of help and thoughtful conversations. And it led to really deep friendship, um, all of which I'm super thankful for. Absolutely an unexpected benefit of getting out of your own space a little bit. Yeah, it's made all the difference to me in the last few years.
no, I love
Uh,
that. And I
yeah.
love, thank you again for
Mhm.
sharing your story in more detail in our audio episode. So I will say, viewers, go and tune in because it's beautiful. And there are some real insights that I'm sure will resonate with yourselves. Now, all Lisa's details are on the show notes for our episode, and you have your guest profile on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website. But for the sake of viewers who are thinking, how can I reach out? How can I connect those dots? Because that's what we're all about. How can they get in touch with you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn, Lisa Webb, Pink Frog. You can find me on Instagram, Pink Frog Design. You can find me on my website, obviously, which is pink-frog.co.uk. And you could always drop me a line. It's Lisa at pink-frog.co.uk. I'm always up for a bit of a chat and a cuppa.
Go and oh, well, absolutely virtual cuppers all around. Go and have a chat with Lisa. And I say you can connect with me as well through the links in the show notes and over on the website. You'll find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, most places, most places. So I'd love to hear from you. Also on the website, you can find details of how you can work with me one to one and how you can join more MORE exclamation mark my all-in-one award-winning coaching program. I had to think what it was there that combines one-to-one and group coaching. Also, drum roll, please, coming soon. Details of my first ever in-person event. That'll be quite exciting. And Midlife Unlimited, the book is coming. So make sure you have your finger on the pulse. Lisa's going to be in it. I am so excited. It's a good thing I'm sitting down. Lisa, it's been wonderful catching up. Thank you so much for being part of Midlife Unlimited. It's a joy having you here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget all likes, subscribes, press the button, shares, downloads. Hugely appreciated because you're helping this little acorn grow. So here's to being fabulous and flourishing together and living Midlife Unlimited. Thanks, Lisa. It's been brilliant.
Thank
Bye.
you, Kate. Bye.